And this is Looping About. Have you gone looping about this week?
Nope. I did a lot of about, not much looping. Let's go with that.
There's no knitting involved.
I have 2 little kids, and they're starting to all get into activities.
They've got lots of activities.
And I mean, trust that the activities are my doing, trying to figure out what the kids want and stuff. Because but still, it runs around, and then I hear it's just going to get worse.
Mm-hmm. It's only just begun.
It's only just begun. So yeah, a lot of
song. Did anybody get that one in their head?
a lot of about, not much looping.
Okay.
How about you?
I got a lot of knitting in, but I didn't go about. I stayed home mostly.
So together we did looping about.
Exactly. So I looped and you went about.
Yeah.
Life has gotten less stressful this week. Last week was too busy, but this week was nice. So you're in Seattle with us. I'm Alicia, also known as AK47 on Ravelry.
And I'm Liz, also known as Lizzie215 on Ravelry. Remind me while I get a comment here.
Come in for the long haul. We can talk about my FO that I'm wearing.
Yes, please. What FO is that?
I showed you guys this last time. No ends tucked in. This time all the ends are tucked in. And I had a pile. I had a picture on Instagram that was all yarn and a couple scissors and a needle. I didn't count because I knew if I counted, I would be really pissed off at this shirt. So this is the May pullover. I think it's just called May, M-A-E, by Andrea Mowry. It is done, I think hers is on worsted. I did mine in Aran. I made changes only to needle size. So very little modification as far as I'm concerned. I usually change everything. But I decided I'm just going to trust the pattern. Just gonna do what she says. It'll be all good. So I used Rialto Aran by Debbie Bliss, and it is an Aran weight. You get about 88 yards per 50 gram ball. This took 8 skeins, so only 4 if you have 100 gram balls. And I would tell you to do that because I had a lot of ends to tuck in. It's ridiculous. I went down to needle size US 9 for all the ribbing and US 10 for the main body of it.
So you did modify. Easy. Well, you didn't modify,
just needles.
Just needles.
I stuck to the same length, but I had the idea that this yarn was going to grow, and it grew a lot.
Yeah, because you were worried about the sleeves fitting.
I was, and they're fine, guys. Look, there's even stretch in those arms. But loved it. I was on 24-inch circulars the whole time. Even doing the top part, I didn't separate from my needle at all. I would just do the left front, finish that, shift all those needles. Right front, do all those, shift all the stitches on the needle. Do the next one, which was the left front, only it's on the back. So you go left, right, you're done, right? Well, once you finish the first back part, you can 3-needle bind off that shoulder. And yes, it's intended to be showing on the outside. I didn't even change it. She didn't even say Kitchener, and I decided to go 3-needle bind off. No, it's a designer after my own heart. I love 3-needle bind off. And then I did the last one and realized, oh, that first panel you did was like 3 or 4 rows difference. It was so tight. So I took that out, knit it back up, which took no time at all. There are some short rows that you can see. And I said it before, because there was short rows at the start of the sweater that I said I really hated the short rows she used. I would not do it again. I would change it to German or Japanese because it just leaves a pucker. I did it correctly. It wasn't that I did it wrong. But it was the wrap and turns that you have to pick up the loop that you wrapped. Don't do that. Do German short rows. But because I had already done those short rows at the beginning, I should have just changed it on the shoulder, but I didn't. I was a little concerned about the pickup at the top. She has you picking up every single one. And I debated it. And I read through, gosh, I think there's 100 people that have made this top. I read through everything that had one of those safety things that tells you I modified something and this was helpful to me. I looked through all of those and nobody changed that. So I said, okay, I'm just going to trust it again because so far so good. Cross your fingers, it's all good. Perfect. Did modify one thing.
What was that?
I was supposed to make the medium. I made the small because I didn't need 12 inches of positive ease.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know about
makes
you.
it boxy. Makes it
It was
boxy.
really roomy. Now this is already roomy, so I made the small, and I would say I have about 7 inches of positive ease on it now. If I made it again, I think I would go down to worsted weight, and I'd do US 8 and US 9. Well, this just feels like a lot of weight. It's 400 grams, right? So I'm carrying a lot on a top that's short sleeved. Do you see this? So I wanted to talk again about what I was saying last time. The armpit, my armpit's way up here. Do you guys see that? So that armhole that I was worried about was going to start after my shoulder muscle here, right? So it was snug before I blocked it, and then when I blocked it, everything just grew. The length of it grew 3 more inches.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was real, guys. And then this was snug before, and look, it's not even kind of snug anymore. So
Good thing you worked with this yarn before.
I'm glad I used this yarn before and knew that I was going to be okay, because usually I add about 3 inches to the torso just because I'm longer than patterns account for. But thank goodness, because when I put it on before I blocked it, it was above my belt, and I was like, crap, this is terrible. But
now it's not.
Now it's good. So I'm gonna move you guys back. Are you guys ready to go for a ride? So that I can show you the length. So past my butt even.
Yeah.
Super comfy fit. As you can see, there's short rows at the bottom, and they actually come all the way to the front. Your last short row ends like right about here. So you've added about 13 or 14 rows of short rows so that the back is longer than the front by the entire ribbing, I would say. Are we back in it? Okay. So yeah, FO complete. I recommend this pattern fully. Knowing that I changed the size. So if you were looking and seeing that, oh, that large or the largest size is too small, this is a full size smaller than what I would usually wear, and it's still big. If she had 2 sizes smaller, I probably could have gotten away with that. So honestly, if you think you want a really comfortable knit and it knits up super fast, because it knits up super fast. I went through a 50-gram skein ball every day. So I was done in 8 days. So that wasn't even trying. If you guys are faster knitters than me, which everyone is, you could
Except
just,
for me.
you could just power through this thing. And it's super comfy. And I really like her stuff. This is 100% merino. Super soft, super awesome. I'm really stoked with it. So that's all I gotta say. I would knit it again. I would knit it a little bit differently, and that was just so that it would be smaller. That's the only thing I would change, is the size of it. Nothing else in the pattern.
Yes, you would.
change.
These short rows.
And there's short rows I would change. Good call. See, Liz is listening. She's on it, guys.
Yeah.
You blocked something.
I did. So I showed you guys last week my first block for the Tin Can Knits Dogwood blanket.
I feel like it got big.
It did get big.
How huge that is.
So, and now you can actually see the dogwood pattern a little better.
You see up here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's so lovely.
And so yeah,
but not too lacy.
No,
she's making this for a little boy.
So it's lacy enough to where I have fun knitting it, but not to where.
And you're putting air in it,
yeah.
So it won't be as warm.
It won't be as warm. No chance of the baby suffocating if this gets over his head.
Exactly.
That's the other reason I make lacy baby blanket.
Yes, that's a good call.
And so yeah, I actually loved it. I blocked easily to 20 by 20. So
brilliant.
Very happy with that. And
looks really good. It looks like you got just a
little pucker, but most of it,
it'll be a fun texture for baby.
Yeah, most of it blocked out, because if you remember, those puckers were really bad before. And if I blocked it again, it would probably get rid of those puckers, and it'll get rid of the puckers with wear.
I really hope you can find that ball band, because this yarn is gorgeous.
I will. I'm still on the lookout for the ball band.
There's like a plum in there that is so pretty.
And so I am on square number 2. I'm only about a quarter of the way through square number 2.
Okay.
So this will not get done this month, but hopefully by the end of next month.
But that could have qualified for Ravelinics, couldn't it?
Wasn't
there a
I haven't even tried to keep up with all the stuff.
Okay.
I'm just, this month has been crazy.
She's like, I don't need no stinking cow.
I like cows, but it's been so hard to keep up with anything.
You're already motivating your knitting.
Yeah, I don't need the extra motivation.
Boost. Yeah.
And let somebody else win the prize, whatever it ends up being.
I don't know what it is.
And then I finished. So last week I was working on a Hexie Puff for the week before, which I hadn't finished. So there it is. And
So
I finished last week's Hexie Puff too.
What?
So
You're
2
caught
weeks
up.
ago, I am all caught up. And so now I am working on this week's Hexie Puff. I am actually ahead of schedule.
That color looks familiar.
It is.
Did you just get that in the mail?
I did just get it in the mail. I got it from Lindsay, I believe.
Oh,
And the
awesome.
color is
It came in the bag.
716.
Oh, is that the dream one?
I think this is going to be Moxie, because I don't think
Okay.
it's life expectancy of a Spinal Tap dream.
That cracks me up. I think she gets her quotes from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Maybe.
716 Knits does. I think. Correct us if you know.
Well, no, I know, because there's 26 grams, that's the bigger ball.
Oh, okay.
17 grams, this what I would assume would be the smaller ball.
Depends on how tight you wind things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, there's not much difference between 17 and 26.
Yeah, that feels more dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I am ahead of schedule.
Brilliant.
For once.
Good job, Liz.
Yay me!
Yay you. What are you working on?
What am I working on currently?
Sounds like this.
Working on the blanket, dogwood, on the second square. I worked a little bit, and then I just worked a little bit on everything. I started sweater, so it's looking more raglan.
Oh my gosh, you got so much done.
Yes. So
She got a lot of knitting done this week, guys.
So now you can see it's looking like the neck
Like
and the back looking like the collar. So I got that done.
So that's ink.
Yep, that's ink. I attached it, picked up the stitches along the bottom.
Let's see if I can get a view of that. Oh gosh, look at those cables. I love this sweater. I would knit it again if it didn't take 17
months. The reason you're seeing
months.
so many ends is I had a tear in my yarn, so I had to cut.
Okay.
Eh.
One
It
more thing to
happens.
tuck in.
Well, you guys know it happens. Sometimes, there's a weak spot in your yarn and it goes.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad you caught it now while you're knitting,
yes.
rather than later and have to do that fix.
Well, then I would have just reinforced it, like gone back with another
Okay.
piece in. I don't think I would have pulled the whole thing out.
No.
Yeah, just
Darn it.
Darn it. I just reinforced the back. I would reinforce the back if I cut it later. So very excited.
Loving the yarn.
I'm loving the yarn. I am loving the pattern. It's nice to have the breaks in between the cable sections now. I have some nice garter stitch.
Yeah.
To work my way through.
Oh. Reverse stockinette.
Oh, sorry, reverse stockinette.
I was like, wait a second, what?
Reverse stockinette, sorry, my bad. So yeah.
Which you don't notice in a cardigan because you have to knit and purl anyway.
Yeah.
The pearls are going to be on the outside of this sweater.
Yeah, so reverse stockinette, and so there's that. I have a nice section, and it's just going to keep on growing between the cable
Isn't
sections.
it nice to just have zip?
Yeah,
Do
and
some
then
cables. And then do some cables. Zip, do some cables.
And then
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
worked.
I love that sweater. If you guys want to do it, do it. Such a fun construction.
And then
it's
again,
beautiful.
I worked a little bit on everything. I worked a little bit on Minion number 1.
The swirly
The
socks.
swirly socks. So I got to the next color.
That purple is awesome.
About an inch, maybe a little less than an inch on the socks. I'm hoping to reach the heel, hopefully here soon. And then I think after the heel, it'll go really fast.
Yeah, for sure. Because then you can be done whenever you want.
Yeah, but I think she wants taller socks.
Do you see that moving stitches? Oh, it's so fun.
It is
It's
fun.
a fun pattern too.
So again,
Liz is only doing fun patterns.
a little bit of everything. Well, I have Alicia to test all the patterns out for me, and then she
true.
tells me which ones I should do.
You should do this one next.
Saves me from like those. I don't get very. I will admit, probably probably because of Alicia, I don't get a lot of frustrating knits.
It's true.
Because
I iron out
she's
those. I throw them out the window
She's
for
like,
her.
don't do that one.
Just, no, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It might be pretty, but don't do it. But ink is not that, and swirly is not that. Oh, they are wonderful.
And then tin can knits, there's not a pattern wrong that I've done with them, so.
And she has done a lot of their blankets.
I have done a lot of their blankets, at least, yes. I do enjoy their blankets.
And two sweaters, because you did Lush.
I did Lush for my,
and then Flax Light for both.
Yes.
Did you have a third one that you did for your kids?
No. Just Lush for Minion #1, and I did Flax Light for both 1 and 2.
It's the little sweaters.
Well, no, I did Flax for, actually I did
Flax for one, Flax Light for the other.
Yes, which is basically the same sweater, but.
Yeah. Different weights of yarn.
Different weights of yarn. So technically I have done 3 tin can knit sweaters.
Have you seen that we have FOs in our sweater knit along?
Yes, I have.
Good job, you guys. Did you see the color work one? Saratoga Knitting put hers up.
No, I don't think I've seen that one. I haven't checked the
hand spun yarn in the yoked part. What?
You people with your multiple fiber
Told her she's like
addiction.
A unicorn.
I know.
That's amazing. Please don't pull me into that.
Yeah,
Can't have any more stash. But it's so lovely. It's so lovely. I have a skein from ZK 2016 that one of the ladies loves to spin, but she doesn't like to knit her own stuff, so she was just giving it away. I was like, wait, what?
I need to go find her.
No, I need to go look her up again, but she's a local Minnesota knitter. She knits at their local yarn store there. So I really want to do that, but I don't know how to measure the weight of the yarn. Do you know how to measure, like, with wraps per inch?
No, but I'm sure someone in the group could tell you. Aneta.
Yeah, if you guys come with something that will measure this yarn, can you bring that tool and then show me how to use it?
The wraps or the...
It's like a wrap spray. It's a little...
Oh, I have one of those.
What? Oh my gosh, okay, can you guys tell us how that works? Because I want to do this wrap and turn, not wrap and turn, wrapping. Yeah! These guys! Oh my gosh, you have a whole set. That's pretty cool. Who makes these?
Cat Trinkle?
Katrinkles. Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe
so then she has a
I got
gauge
that a while ago. Maybe I just forgot to tell you guys. Yeah, so she sells these as like a little set. So like there's a little gauge.
Is this a gauge for your knitting?
It's great for
that
bags.
Is brilliant. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you can do, there you
go.
Okay,
we're going to do that later.
There you can wrap per inch. And it even tells you.
So do they have, is it snug?
It's snug and then it goes just flat across, like
and
really stick together and then you count how many. Yeah.
Learning something new today, guys. We're going to lunch. We're ladies who lunch. I don't know if you guys know that. Okay, so the last time you saw this was just ribbing because when I cast it on, I could get 4 rows in before I stressed out so much that I had to come home and finish the sweater. And that was last you saw it. So this is Sumu Zikaze.
I love that.
Isn't it gorgeous? Here, I'll line it up. It's like putting it at a tilt so the sweater was straight. No, the sweater isn't straight, so let's just do it normal. Love it. Okay, I was studying this picture. I was studying the pattern, and I realized there's no increase lines on this. Do you see that? They said it was chopped down. Do you see any raglan increases? No, because you want to know why? The increases are in the lace.
Ooh.
Right?
Very ingenious.
So I'm having the most fun time with this construction because it just boggles my mind that there's going to be no lines, right? It's going to be just magic. These just appeared and it just got huge. So I put it on bigger needles this morning. I finished the increases. I thought I would get through the increases in one day and I was being silly. You can't do this many increases in one day. So I was at the ribbing last time you saw, and I have increased with lace as the driving force to add, I think I was at 100, probably 120 stitches up here. I am now at 312. So I've added 200 stitches per for the round over all those increases. So then I thought, oh yeah, now I get to drop some arms. No, guys, it's not how this works.
It looks to me like you keep on going and the arms just kind of fall off.
Yeah.
Can you see the pattern?
Yeah. It's 1 page of pattern, guys. It's 2 pages because there's pictures. The first page just tells you about the yarn, tells you about the series because there's like 7 patterns in this collection.
This kind of I would call this more of like a structured poncho.
Yeah.
Right?
So think of that.
Yeah.
So now I'm working back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So that you build an armhole down here.
Okay, so you're just working back and forth. You're gonna build.
So I was in the round until now,
and then you'll connect it back.
And then you'll connect back in the round, and then there's gonna be short rows because remember we talked about it last time that it's intended to go longer on one side. It's asymmetrical. I'm telling you, this construction is just keeping me interested. Oh. And that's rare with something with this much stockinette in it.
I might have to make this next.
Right? Oh my gosh, I love it. It's a $7 pattern.
Yeah, so I would call it like a structured poncho.
Yeah. So this is much like a swancho.
Yes, but without the sleeves.
So the other ones you've seen are color work, right? No color work here, guys. Just a bit of lace. Now the lace is done. There's no more. The rest is going to be looking like stockinette, but you're not doing it in the round.
Very cool.
It's very intriguing. If you're interested, I am doing the medium. I usually do medium for me. I usually do large for Sean. Do you do medium or?
For me, medium. I always do medium.
My default is a medium size. This one was a small. I will double check that I did that in my project page. I'm pretty diligent on my projects. And if I'm not, please let me know you want more information because I have things to say.
I'm more diligent now than I was. If you look at my first projects, don't.
No notes.
No notes, no nothing. I'm more diligent now.
Did I even put the yarn in?
Yeah. Seriously, obviously I didn't.
Did I take pictures? 1.
Yeah, 1. Usually the very end one. I still don't take very many pictures until it's done.
Yeah. Is that the only thing? Oh, I worked on Sean's sweater. I put it up here. So,
hey, it's
close.
a vest.
It's close.
It's a vest.
Yeah. So I added a little bit. You can probably see from there. I finished the gray stripe last night. The last thing I did before I went to bed is I finished that gray stripe. And I measured it with my handy dandy wrist ruler because
I remember mine today. 1 or 2 hours today.
I love this thing. So, funny thing, we've got the 15-inch one on. It says to measure your wrist by wrapping it twice and then add an inch, and that's the size you would get. Well, by adding an inch, I needed 13 and a half. So the smallest one is 15. And I like the fit. So maybe adding 2 inches is the way to go when you buy one of these. Because I think if it were any snugger, it wouldn't be comfortable. Yeah, and it doesn't really move much on me. 15 inches is what I need under the arm for Sean. So I thought I'd show you guys that I am, I think, 2 inches away from being done. Yeah, so I'm 2 inches away from the end of my wrist ruler. See down there? So I'm close. And I got to use my newly acquired tool. I'm so stoked.
I use mine for mini number 1 socks too. I'm like, I'm 2 inches away from the heel.
Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. I haven't done socks yet since we bought this. And I need to do socks. Because in Ravelenics, I think for my...
Is it Ravelenics over? Isn't the Olympics over?
But in the O-Loops group, anytime you finish something, you were put in for a draw.
Oh, that's true.
Because there wasn't a lot of participation, but there was a lot of prizes. So I got a sock pattern, and I'm really stoked about it. So that's going to be the next thing I cast on. And it's from another podcaster, so I'm going to talk about her more when I show you the sock. And she's given us our first prize that's been donated.
What?
Yeah, isn't that exciting? And it's going to be the sock pattern I work on. So keep an eye on what I'm working on. and we will have a draw for that because everybody in our group does socks.
Pretty much.
And everybody could use another pattern, right? So I'm really stoked about that. Thank you so much. I didn't buy anything.
I didn't buy anything either.
But I got mail. So my Knitmas partner says that she forgot to pack something. She's like, I saw what you unpacked on the show and there's something missing. I said, oh, okay. Feel free to send it, but I love my package and you don't need to send me anything else. So this is from Wee Sheep. Hi, Julia. I'm going to say Julia this time because I said Julie last time. Thankfully, you went by Julie for a long time and you weren't offended at all. But we all like to have our names said correctly, right? Especially on the World Wide Web. So I didn't realize I had 2 more pieces of tape to. Oh my goodness. Look at that sweet little card. I don't see a brand on it. Oh my gosh, did you make this? If you made this, you're amazing. Hi Alicia, here are the things that I forgot to put in the package, plus a few new minis. So excited. Yay! Thanks again for this fun idea. I cannot tell you, I had no idea this Knitmas thing was going to be such a blast and so successful. Like, nobody forgot to do their knitting, which is good. I didn't have to.
People had their knitting done in November.
I know. Gosh, you guys. And then you dreamed up more things to put in boxes. You guys are so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Buttons.
Ooh,
Those are pretty.
Those are pretty.
They're
buttons.
almost like jewel cut. Do you know what I mean? Like a diamond kind of cut to them. There's texture. Let me see if I can show it to you. A little bit. Ooh, those are cool. I think that's the back side of the button, and the other side is just flat. It's really pretty. And it's kind of a bluish dark color. Oh my goodness, minis. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, there's a baby pom-pom. And it's a hair thingy. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so amazing. I'm so excited. Can you tell I like to wear my hair back? I've got a little pom-pom to wear. I'm so excited. I don't need a hat. I just need a pom-pom.
Just need a pom-pom.
This is blackberry jam. Ooh, Felici. I haven't tried this yet. This is a sock yarn by Knit Picks that I haven't tried. And look at those colors. Pink and purple. That's so neat. And we got another little ball here of kind of autumnal colors. Some gold and autumn green. Ooh, that looks like a pumpkin patch. Ooh, I'm excited. Thank you, Julia. Oh, goodness. This pom-pom hair thing is awesome. I'm going to wear it next time, and you're going to remember to tell me to show everybody that I'm wearing it.
Your pom-pom hair
Yes.
texture.
Yay! Oh, my goodness. So you didn't buy anything this? Nope. Nothing knitting related came in the mail? Nope. Okay.
I'm doing really good. Like I said, I'm saving
It's
all my
amazing.
shopping for ZK.
Yes, yeah, I know. I'm trying to be really good. So far, so good. So we have some big news to announce. Liz hasn't been privy to all this information, but I was contacted last week. Well, we started talking about Seattle and what's a good time to visit because winter's breaking here. We're getting longer, sunnier days, and it's not warm yet.
No, it's
But-
not warm by no means, but
Yeah,
it's
good
comfortable.
weather. Yeah. So Annette says, "Hey, what's a good time to visit?" And both Liz and I, spring. Spring is my favorite here, just because cherry blossoms, like tulips, and,
Daffodils.
yeah, daffodils, hyacinth, grape hyacinth. People love bulbs around here because we have a good winter. They winter and they do fine in summer.
Rhododendrons.
Yeah, rhododendrons are in bloom, and that takes the whole season because depending on the color of the rhododendron, they bloom differently, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this flowers are a big thing here in the Northwest. So spring, duh. She's like, okay, are you gonna be around in April? It's like, yeah. Can I host you? Can you I mean, because that's weeks from now, and I would hate for you to spend a ton of money when I could just show you around and I have a big place where Sean and I are the only people here. Oh, what if I bring a friend? Okay, cool. Is this somebody I know? Yeah, probably somebody from the group. I was like, well, if more people from the group are coming, maybe we should just see if everybody wants to come. So we have a retreat in April that if you guys can handle the short notice, we would love to have you out here. It became big, so there's about 5 people coming, and they said, we can't invade your house, and I said, no, invade my house, it'll be fun. It'll be a sleepover for 3 nights. What's 3 nights?
Yeah.
Right? 3 nights, it's nothing. Like, no. Let's get a hotel. I was like, no, you can't get a hotel. That's too expensive. Oh, and you and Liz should show up. I was like, okay, we should, so we're gonna. I said, what do you think of an Airbnb? Because there's plenty of houses in Seattle that get rented out. Sure enough, we found something for 8 people, and then we looked for 10 people, because then all of a sudden we're like, we need to invite more people. So, yes, the invitation is out. If you guys would like to come up to Seattle and storm this place, we are going to show you around our most favorite city. This is definitely my favorite city. I keep coming back to it. I've moved around this country, and I keep coming back here. Yeah, so the plan is Church Mouse. Duh. So we're going to try to stay near downtown, so that it's very easy to get to the ferry. And they're coming in on Thursday, the 12th of April, and leaving the Sunday after that. So the 15th, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah. We have a contingency from Kentucky and a contingency from Illinois that are coming out. And they're actually, unbeknownst to them, they're doing a transfer in Chicago, and they're getting on the exact same plane to come to Seattle. So they're all coming at the same time on the same plane. I'm super stoked. Their knitting is going to start before they even get here. The retreat starts on a plane.
True.
So we have some locals here in Washington. Janelle's coming, hopefully. I hope her little minion lets her come and spend a few hours with us, because that would be awesome.
Oh, we just go.
Friday.
We can make our own knit night at a bar.
Yes.
Somewhere.
This is brilliant. Maybe across from Tolt at that bar that we were like, I don't know what it's called, but they have deep fried macaroni and cheese. So
Yeah, but their lighting's not the best. Jake's.
Don't bring dark yarn, guys. If you're planning your knitting right now, put some light stuff on the needles. Gray, light blue.
Pastels.
Because we're probably going to be imbibing a bit. I thought about renting a yurt, the yurt over by your house, which is by the Tolt McDonald Park.
Yes.
But
it's cold and no
drinking is prohibited.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Right out the door. That's not gonna happen. We can't abide by that. Sorry. So we're gonna be downtown. We're gonna find a place once we get the numbers figured out in our group, and we would love for you to join in. Please see if it's doable. We have some friends in Spokane that I'm really trying to get over here. If you live in Spokane, you can come mid-April. We would love to have you. We're staying.
If you live
cheap.
anywhere, we would love to have
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yes, but if you can drive it, hey Debbie Jackson down in California, you want to come hang out with us? We'd love to have you. We'd love to have anybody. You want to come from Portugal? Come on over. I will find you in the international areas of the airports. I don't even know where international comes in. I feel like, oh no, because I went out internationally through San Francisco. I'm thinking you'll probably come in from a different airport and then transfer to Seattle.
Oh, true.
Yeah. I think like LAX or New York is probably a stop over. Anyway, everyone's welcome. We just, too much time goes in between when we see some of these gals, so we're going to do this more often. Next year, I hear it's in Kentucky.
Sweet.
And I think it might be near a lake in a cabin. So this will be like roughing it retreat. Oh, I'm so excited. So we're doing the city life this time. We're going to do country life next time. And she says there's a bourbon tour in that one.
Oh, I'm in.
You had me at bourbon.
Yeah, exactly. You had me at bourbon, exactly.
And I think we're probably going to do it in a warmer time period because we'll be on the lake.
Not too hot, though.
Well, hot enough to want to go in the water. Would that be hot enough? I don't think it has to be that warm for me to get in the water.
I know, it doesn't. For us, it'll be warm. They made me, dude, what are you thinking? We're like, dude, it's 75. Let's go.
When your water doesn't change but 4 degrees between summer and winter, it doesn't take much for me to get in the water. The Pacific is cold. We're not getting in the water here, guys. We'll take you close to it. Take you on a ferry. I'm thinking you guys might want to go on the Ferris wheel.
Oh, the Ferris wheel's fun.
Right? Take your knitting, looping about in a loop in Seattle. Oh my gosh. And it's right on the waterfront. I'm thinking that might sell a couple of the gals on that one. So that's right next to the ferry that we would get to go to Bainbridge Island. So I think Friday will be our yarning it up day. And then Saturday, Sunday, we'll stay closer to the house.
Sounds good.
Right? So that, you get some knitting done. And we'll go out to eat.
A lot.
Oh my gosh, the food
And
is
drink
amazing.
a lot.
Yeah, there's some good pubs and stuff around here. So please join us. We don't want to exclude anyone. If you have the time, you have the inkling to come, please come. We have to meet you for the first time in person sometime. It might as well be here and now, right?
Right.
Yeah. I like to knit along in real life. Liz and I do this a lot. I'm so excited to just be around a group that I mostly just know online. Truth be told, I'm really excited to meet you guys. Lindsay, I'm meeting you for the first time. This is going to be bonkers. And I hope you like us because we're going to see you at ZK later on in the year.
Like 2 months later.
Please like us. So yes, please join us for a retreat. I think it's called Looping About the Country because this is just the first stop. And we're probably not going to come back to Seattle for a bit because we have people that want to host. Our other moderators want to host. And I'm super stoked about that because they live in 2 different states than us.
Yes, it'll be a
way
lot
far
of fun.
away. Yeah. I have a feeling everybody's going to be up early and I'm going to be sleeping in and they're going to be like, lost half the day here, guys.
No, you'll wake
Good
up
thing
early.
we're knitting.
You'll wake up early.
I probably won't sleep. I learned something about sleep. Did you know that humans bag sleep time? They've been telling us our entire life that you can't like catch up on sleep. You can, because humans used to be nomadic, and you can't be sleeping on the job if you're, moving locations and not in a safe place. So your body kicks it into gear. So what happens is, let's say that your normal sleep cycle is 7 hours. Well, if you bank, not bag, they bank sleep hours. If you sleep consistently for 8 hours up to a point where you need to pull an all-nighter, your body will take that extra hour each night that you did up to said day that you want to stay up, and you've got reserves. Who knew? I don't know what my body needs. So I guess I would have to figure that out first and then figure out this banking thing, but I'm going to try to do that before you guys get here. So I can be on whatever sleep schedule you guys are going to be on. Because when we're at ZK, I think I get 5 hours of sleep.
Right, because I drag her out of bed early.
It's true. She does. I was never a sleeper when I was younger. I'm a sleeper now. I was a morning person when I was young. Not anymore.
I am a morning person.
So we'll see. And I don't drink coffee, so there's really no fixing me in the morning. I'll drink some tea. I'll be fine. My endorphins will be going.
Yeah, you'll be so excited to see everybody.
So excited. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm excited. So until we knit again, which could be in 6 weeks.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.